Hey, I'm Matt, still, and I'm, whoa, I'm headed to work. Sorry, taking some new medicine that gives me numb tongue, so my tongue doesn't work properly, and, yeah, which it didn't work properly to begin with. But, hey, I'm just gonna babble. Let's see, was listening to the radio about how kids these days do not know how to write in cursive. Like one of the guys on the radio, which it's sports talk, said that he took his son to get a bank account because he's getting to the age where he's going to need a bank account. And he goes, okay, we'll sign. They had to sign. And he goes, and the son goes, what's this? He goes, you have to sign your name. He goes, sign my name? He goes, yeah, you have to write your name in cursive. He goes, I don't write in cursive. He goes, well, sign your name in cursive. He goes, you have to sign your name in cursive. And long story short, kids these days don't know how to write in cursive. And I'm learning kids these days don't know how to write in general. Because while I'm listening to that, I'm driving past the high school that my eldest son goes to. And there's a stoplight there, so, kids can pull out. And I'm stopped at a stoplight, and this pickup truck with a camper on it pulls out. And light turns green, I go. Well, at the end of the street, there's another stoplight that we're both turning left at. So I'm directly behind him. And I don't know if this individual is male or female, or, oh crap, I forgot it's 2019, or I do not know what they identify themselves as. Really. And so this individual, I don't even know if they identify themselves as a person, so I'm just going to say this individual had a big heart on the back, written in the dirt, on the window of the camper shell, and had I love you, Father, written in the back. They had Father spelled F-A-T-H-R-E. Again, they had Father spelt F-A-T-H-R-E on the back. Now, like I said, I don't know this individual. I don't know if they were trying to be funny. I don't know. But they had Father spelled F-A-T-H-R-E. Now, if you're sitting out there going, okay, so Father, which is supposed to be spelled F-A-T-H-E-R. They had it spelled R-E. And this is just going along with, last night we had to run out to my cousin's house and pick up some stuff. Dresser, bookshelf, which even though I didn't do a whole lot of lifting, my shoulder is still sore as crap this morning. Matter of fact, there was one point I was carrying my end of the dresser with one hand. Oh, but man. So we had to run out there, and on the way back, I had myself, and in the front seat it's a bench seat, and in the back seat we had a whole bunch of stuff, and the bed was full. Well, I had myself, Ronnie, and Austin, which I thought it was pretty cool, spending time with two of my sons. And Austin and I started to talk, and Austin said that he's glad that our relationship has gotten better. And I'm like, I am too. And I said, Austin, all that stuff you used to get mad at me for, you will understand when you have a kid. You will understand when you have a kid. And we were talking about how, he would do some of the dumbest things without even thinking. And I would get mad at him about it. And then he would get upset with me because I was mad at him because he couldn't understand why I was mad at him. And it's like, just use your head. Like one day, we were going somewhere and Austin and Quentin forgot their Nintendo DS's. They forgot their Nintendo DS's, and they had to have them, even though we weren't going very far. They had to have them. So I'm, in the van, and I had the disconnect key to where we were in the car, to where the car key and the house key, you can disconnect them. So I disconnected the house key, gave it to them. I said, make sure you lock the door. Well, we come home. I think we were going to the store or something. We come home, and our front door is wide open. I'm like, really? So I go up there. He locked the door. Yeah, he locked the door, all right. He just didn't make sure the door was shut all the way when he locked the deadbolt. So he locked the deadbolt and then tried to shut the door and just walked off. When we came home, the door was just standing there wide open. And I got mad at him for it. And he's like, well, you told me to lock the door, and I did. So, oh, I love him so much. Oh my goodness. It is. Having kids is definitely entertaining. Oh my goodness. Having kids will definitely open your eyes to things. Let's see. Ronnie. I'm trying to think of funny things Ronnie's done. He does so much of them. Because I have a guy at work named Joe I'm friends with. Joe's a really cool guy. I'm friends with him. And he always asks me, he goes, so what did my son do today? Talking about Ronnie. And I told Angela this. And of course, she knows Joe too. And I told Angela this. And she goes, okay, that's fine. Just ask him where the child support is. So, but he asks me every day, he's like, so what did Ronnie do today? And I'll tell him something. And he just cracks up laughing. He's an older guy. But yeah. Dang, my mind's gone completely blank about stuff that Ronnie's done recently. I don't know. Right now, he's just all wrapped up in his video games. If he's not playing his Xbox, well, yeah, if he's not playing Xbox, then he's usually playing on his iPad. But Angela dropped his iPad and cracked the screen, and now the screen looks all weird. So she feels bad about it, so she just always lets Ronnie play on her phone, to the point where she might, when Ronnie's out of school, she might only have her phone. I mean, she has to fight with him to get her phone back, but she feels bad because she broke his iPad, and so she lets him play on his phone, and he plays some game. It's in what's that called? It's not in Minecraft. It's in Roblox, and it's a game with a werewolf and a sheriff, and the werewolf, whoever the sheriff is, tries to kill the werewolf, and whoever the werewolf is tries to kill everybody. And he plays that game non-stop, and he gets mad at the game when he dies. He dies, and every time he dies, it's either a stupid thumb hit the wrong thing, or there's a glitch in the game, because there's no way he could have died if it wasn't for a glitch. Mind you, he's 7. And he just gets so mad, and he goes, I hate this game, I'm never playing this game again. We're like, okay, then don't play. And he's like, stop! I love this game! Why are you going to tell me I can't play it? And we're like, you just said you hate the game and you're never playing it again. And we're like, okay, then don't play it. But he gets mad at us for that. But he's very loving. Like, yesterday, after we moved the stuff, which I had, Austin helping me. And whenever we moved the stuff, I was sitting there rubbing my shoulder on the couch, and Ronnie goes, "Daddy, I got a surprise for you." I go, "Okay." He goes, "Look forward." I'm like, "What's he doing?" And next thing I know, he gave me a kiss on the cheek. Which, that warmed my heart. Let's see, what else? Oh, Austin's a senior in high school right now. And he has a good head on his shoulders. Even though he doesn't always use his head. You know. Because, well, it's just part of being a kid. You know, you have your priorities and the things you care about. You almost have blinders on to everything else in the world. And, so... like right now, he doesn't have a job. Which, he was working, but a bunch of crap was going on at his job, and you know, just a bunch of drama and stuff like that. So he quit. Put in 3 weeks notice. So I was like, "You can put in 3 weeks notice?" I thought it was 2 weeks notice. Which one time I put in 2 weeks notice, and the guy goes, "Okay." Mark me off the rest of the schedule. He goes, "Today's your last day." So I put in 2 weeks notice. He goes, "No." I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, Austin put in a 3 week notice, and I'm you know, didn't get mad at him or upset at him, because I'm like, you know what, you are a senior, you're graduating. This was after Christmas, I believe, so it's only been like a couple months he hasn't worked. I'm like, you know what, you're a senior, you're graduating. You know, I didn't tell him all this. Of course, I said, you know, "Austin, the things you like to do, like buying parts for your car and stuff, going out with your friends, that costs money, you know, and gas for your car and all that." And I was like, "That stuff costs money. All your video games cost money." I was just like, "I just want you to understand that." And, which I'm not mad at him, because, you know, it's his senior year, he's going to be graduating. And I'm like, you know what, just kind of enjoy your time. And he already knows what he wants to do for a living. He's going to school right now for a half day in the mornings, and then he goes to high school the rest of the time for automotive, technician service, a mechanic. He's going to be a auto mechanic, and he's in that program. And even though he's an honor student and he's been taking college level classes, he doesn't want to go to college, but he is going to the automotive technician school. And after this senior year, he's going to be going, I think, for another year after he graduates, full time there, and he'll be certified and all that good stuff. Which I'm like, okay, you know, why go to college when you know what you want to do, you have a plan to get it done, and you're in the middle of that plan now? I mean, why put yourself in debt to go to college so you have a piece of paper, you know, when you can, you know, plus how many computer technology jobs are out there? Everyone wants a job with computer technology, but what you don't realize is 5 years after you graduate and you get that degree, you know, the technology you trained on is obsolete. The technology you got a degree on is obsolete. Plus, that job is actually absolutely saturated, you know? So there's always going to be a need for service and labor-related jobs. Welding. Oh, that's one thing I did talk to him about. I was like, I don't care if you want to be an auto technician, but learn welding. Like, learn how to weld. I told him, I was like, learn how to weld. And at first he was like, well, I want to work on cars. I go, Austin, you can weld and work on cars. Exhaust, you got to learn how to weld exhaust on. framework, weld. Exhaust, weld, framework, welding, body work on older cars, welding. Like, you will be able to do more with the vehicles with learning to weld. Plus, people will always need something welded, and you can, do side work as a welder, just on your own. The good old boy deals where it's like, hey, give me $50 for the supplies I need and a case of beer. The good old boy type of stuff. Which in the Marine Corps, cases of beer was actually, the norm. If you did something to help somebody out, they'd give you a case of beer. So, but yeah, I'm trying to get him to, he has a good head on his shoulders and knows what he wants to do. And I'm not a big fan of college. I tried it. I believe anywhere from 20 to 15 credits shy of an associate's. But it's like, really? I'm like, the job market's so saturated. And when I was in the Marine Corps, I was in California, and there were lawyers, people who had law degrees, that were selling used car and selling furniture, working off commission, because, how many lawyers do we really need? So, you can get out the phone book, yes, phone books are still a thing, or just Google lawyers near me, and I guarantee you it'll take you, unless you live in a teeny tiny little town, it'll take you a full day to call every single lawyer within a 50-mile radius of you. So, they have lawyers for everything, but how many do you really need? So, also, are you serious? You're on the highway. Dear Lord. I find it hilarious when you pass somebody on the highway and you're doing the speed limit. Oh, now you get over. When I passed you, then you got over. But they're now in the left lane doing under the speed limit. Dang, it's windy today. But, the job market is absolutely saturated. Plus, for these high-tech jobs and all that, they want you to have a minimum of 5 years experience. But how can you have 5 years of experience when you're just getting out of... There's a cop pulling someone over. When you're just getting out of college. So basically, you have to go as an unpaid intern. For 5 years just to get the experience. All this while you're trying to pay off college debt. I listened to a podcast on student loans, and the student loan debt that's owed right now, just in the United States, the student loan debt that is owed, the student loan debt that is owed in this country is higher than the national deficit. The student loan debt that is owed in this country is higher than the national deficit. Now, I'm not saying do not get an education. I'm not saying that. I firmly believe in an education. I'm always trying to learn new stuff. Okay? You're watching me on YouTube, which is a great way to learn new stuff. There were a few things like I didn't know how to do, like the 550 cord or paracord, what people call making those paracord bracelets. I didn't know how to do it, so I looked at a YouTube video of somebody doing it. There are great instructional videos on YouTube. Okay, books. You have to buy the books in college and sit through a class. I'll find, of course, live in a college town. I'll be walking by somewhere and I'll just see a stack of college books sitting there next to a dumpster or something. Like, back when I lived in an apartment, you had to go take your trash to a dumpster, and there'd be a stack of college books just sitting there next to the dumpster. I'd grab those and take them in and read them. I mean, you're learning the same stuff. You might not have an instructor to teach it to you, but you're reading the books. I'm a firm believer in reading. But just, why are you going to put yourself in massive debt? You know? Why put yourself in massive debt to get a piece of paper that, at this point in time, the job you get won't even be enough to pay off your student loans. So that's what I don't understand. Now, I'm not saying don't get an education. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's like my son, when he said he didn't want to go to college, but he was doing the VOTEC thing and he wants to be an auto mechanic. I was like, okay, that's fine with me. And I always thought Austin would be the one that would go to college because he's an honor student. He's been taking college level classes since, let me see, in middle school he was taking high school classes. And I believe since his sophomore year in high school, he's been taking college level classes. And, you know, I always thought that he'd be the one to go to college. But he's not, and that's fine with me. Like I said, he has a plan, and he's doing it. Now, if he was just like, I don't want to go to college, and what do you want to do? I don't know. I just want to figure it out. I'll figure it out. I just kind of want to live my life, and da-da-da. I'd kind of be like, no, dude, no. But he has a plan. He knows how to accomplish that plan, and he's taking the steps to complete that plan. So, and his passion is cars, and he wants to work on cars, which I was pretty excited about because I'm going to have a son who's a mechanic. You know, I'm going to have a son who's a mechanic. Just think about that. I'm going to have a son who's a mechanic. Auto mechanic. So, be able to, you know, get my vehicle worked on. So, and he even has a plan. He wants to open his own mechanic shop. Which I'm like, okay, you know, you have the smarts to do it. So, well, yeah, I just wish he would put down the video games a little bit, because he's either working on his cars or working on his car. He's either working on his car or playing video games. So, why is this person going 12 miles an hour and all over the road? I don't know. But hey, I'm going to go ahead and say bye. I'm not sure what to title this. I think I'm going to title it Kids and Education. So, alright, well, thank you for watching. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.